Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel and welcome to another weekly reading vlog. So today is Monday, November 11th, and I am reading one book, which is The Golden Fool. I am 60 something percent in, I think 65, 66, I don't know, something like somewhere around that, which is this much in. And I definitely want to finish this book this week. My ambitious goal is to finish this book in the first half of this week. If not, then at some point during the week. And I then want to start the next book in this trilogy, next and last book in this trilogy, which is called Fool's Fate. I want to start that. And I also want to read A Reckless Oath, which is one of my anticipated releases, because I'm trying to catch up on my anticipated releases as well, like the ones that I haven't read, because for some reason I haven't read the books that I anticipated, like a bunch of them. I still have 6 that I haven't read. So yeah, I want to catch up on that as well. So I do want to read A Reckless Oath, which is like, this is fantasy. Obviously the book after this is fantasy, and A Reckless Oath is also fantasy. So I don't know if I'm gonna need like another book to break it up, like of another genre. Possibly, who knows? But yeah, those 3 are definitely the books that I want to focus on. And if anything else comes along, then it comes along. And yeah, like I said, it's Monday. It's actually Monday night. It's 10 p.m. And I had pancakes today, like after work, because my mom was going on, like, was going to catch a flight, like here in the city that I live, because she's going for a work trip. And so, you know, she came here, and like my dad brought her here, like to the airport. And so before they went to the airport, we met like after I left work, and we ate pancakes, which were so good. And like, I went by that place, like the place of the pancakes, every day when I was doing my master's degree, like when I was going to the place where I was doing like the lab work for my thesis. Like, I walked by that place every single day, and I always thought, damn, that looks so good. But like, I'm the kind of person that just doesn't want to get out of the house. So if I don't have like an actual purpose to get out of the house, I'm not just gonna leave my house, like the comfort of my home, to go just eat somewhere, you know, by myself. That's not something I do. Even with someone else, like, I have to be like really interested. And I don't like, I never actually went there before, so I finally went there now, and it was so good. So good. And at work, honestly, not so great, because first of all, I was doing a Western blot, which is like the experiment that everyone hates to do, because it takes 2 days, and it can like be for nothing, because you can like get to the end of the second day of the protocol and have it not work, and you wouldn't know before. So that really sucks. So I'm hoping and praying that tomorrow I actually get some results. But other than that, like, I went to the cell culture, and I was gonna like get my cells ready for like another essay that I was gonna do about metabolism and stuff. And like, I was gonna put my cells in like in a plate, and I realized that I'm using like 2 cell, or like 1 cell line with like 2 different kinds of cells. Doesn't matter. One of them died. Like, my cells died. And I was like, why did they die? And like, supposedly they are like the more resistant ones, and they just died. Like, it was, they had a lot of cells there, but they were all like floating and dead. And I was like, why? I still like used the very few cells that I had, but honestly, I don't know if it was enough. I just did it, and tomorrow and the day after I'm going to see if they have grown like in the plates that I put them on. But honestly, like, I'm not very hopeful for that. So that sucks. And I don't know why, like, what happened to them. They just died. And the others didn't. And like, they weren't the same exact conditions. So that was that. But that doesn't really matter to anyone other than me and my supervisor. And yeah, so reading plans, we've gone through them. And other than that, I don't really know. Actually, I found out that I have a class on at least Wednesday, because the professor talked to me and she was like, it's 6 classes, but I only know when the first class is gonna be. And I don't know if it's gonna be like every Wednesday, or if it's gonna be like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You know, I have no idea. But yeah, I'm going to have a class, which is not like part of my PhD program, is another class that like I want to attend, because I want to learn that, because like it is something that I'm gonna need to know for like my specific project. but it's not part of my PhD program, you know? So yeah, I'm actually excited for that one because it's something that I want to learn. So yeah, I'm gonna have a class. I think it's like from 2:30 to 5:30, which is also a plus because the classes from my PhD program are from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., which really sucks. So, you know, from 2:30 to 5:30 is absolutely perfect because I would be at work at the time anyway. So, you know, I'm just gonna be there anyway. So why not be at, like, attending a class? You know what I mean? So yeah, and then I think I might hang out with my friend during the weekend. I'm still not entirely sure. We still have not fully decided, but I think I am gonna stay like here and not go like to my parents' house this weekend or the next. So yeah, there is also that, and I think that's enough rambling for me for now, and welcome to the vlog. Hello, it is Wednesday. We have 15 minutes left of Wednesday because it's 11:45 p.m. And I do have reading updates. First of all, I finished The Golden Fool last night, and honestly, like, I feel deceived by this book because, like, at the end of the premise of this book, like, I mean, it's not even like the last paragraph, it's already mentioned like in the second paragraph. So like pretty much, you know, the whole premise of this book, or what it says in the synopsis, is about like a mission that the prince is gonna be sent on. And first of all, that is only even mentioned in the book at the like halfway point. And then I thought, okay, at least now we're gonna go on the mission. It's gonna be fun. There's gonna be a dragon, you know? But what if I told you that by the end of this book, they still hadn't gone on the mission? And they're gonna go on the mission on the next book. Like, hello? What do you mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Like, nothing happened in this book. Like, yes, we learned more about the magic, and, you know, there were a lot of, like, character interactions, and we learned more about the characters as well. And there were a lot of, like, arguments as well between the characters, like, different characters arguing, like, pairs of characters arguing, you know? And I don't know how I feel, because, like, I love these characters, even though the main character, like, really pissed me off for, like, a big chunk of this book, but then at the end, like, he redeemed himself and, like, things were kind of fixed. But I do love the world and the magic and the characters, like, in general, and, like, the story as a whole I really like. But, like, I like just being in here, but, like, nothing happened. Like, I was excited, and then, like, he was going super slow in the first half, but then we got, like, the news of the mission that they were supposed to go on, so I was excited again, but then it didn't even happen yet. So yeah, I have mixed feelings. I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna rate it. So yeah, like, I did enjoy it, but I definitely didn't love it. So there's that. And tonight I did start the oopsie, things are falling. I did start the next book and, like, the last in the trilogy, which is Fool's Fate, and I got to page 70, and guess what they're doing? Preparing to go on the freaking mission. And obviously, I mean, I am 70 pages into a 800-page book, So I wasn't expecting much to happen in these first 70 pages, but don't forget that we've been waiting for 600 pages already. So there's that. But yeah, I am kind of scared about that mission actually, because there are like prophecies and stuff in these books, and one of the prophecies is that like one of the characters is gonna die, and I really like that character. So like I don't think they will die, because I'm pretty sure they are in like future books in this world, but you know, I can't be 100% sure. So I hope they don't die, and I'm scared of what that will mean, because like the prophecies, they kind of like need to happen in order for, you know, the world to be okay. So like I don't know what's gonna happen. I am scared, but I'm excited, and yeah, I hope this is gonna be fun. I do really hope, but it's so long, and I know it's gonna be so slow, and like the audiobook is 33 hours long. I do listen on 3 times speed, but that is still like 11 hours. And I wanted to read it in a week, plus working, plus reading other books. So I'm not entirely sure how that's going to work out for me. In fact, I think that is not going to work out for me. So yeah, we'll see. I was definitely like to be on my schedule. I was definitely meant to read like double of what I read today, but I had to like edit a video, and I am pretty tired, so I only read 70 pages. And yeah, and then the other book that I'm reading that I think I said I wanted to start is A Reckless Oath. I am 21% in, and this one is a fantasy romance, maybe. Like the romance subplot is not as like heavy as some other fantasy romances I've read, but I still think it's a fantasy romance. And it's the second book in the, I don't really know what the series is called. I know the first book was A Ruinous Fate, I think. So yeah, this is the second book, and in the first book we're following Calliope, who is a witch, and in this world there are like the witches' die, which are, you know, actual die that you throw, and they are like the result that you get is connected to like your fate. And Kala, like that's her nickname. Calliope's nickname is Kala. She, like her fate was something that she didn't want it. Like she was tricked by her ex to like throw the die one last time or like whatever. And her fate was like connected to a future war that is gonna like involve the gods or something. And she was obviously not happy with that fate. And then she met a prince who was also like her ex's older brother, and he also like wants to change his fate. And they know about, I mean, he knows about someone in the never-ending forest slash demonic forest that can change people's fates. So they go on to the forest, and they go through various trials to get to the person who can change their fate. And that was like what book one was about. And at the end of book one, like something crazy happened. And so now we are gonna go from that. And we also follow two of Kala's friends, Hannah and Delphine, I think. And they are really cool as well, especially Delphine. Like, what I remember from her from book one is that she was an absolute icon. And we are also following them in this book, and one of them is in a lot of trouble. Like, Delphine is a siren. So there are a lot of like different magical creatures. There are also Valkyries, and one of them is like very like kind of a main character as well in this book. So we are following like kind of 3/4 different plot lines that are all connected. And I'm only 21% in, but I'm having a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it. I am like into it, and I am curious to see where it goes. So yeah, that's going well. And I mean, definitely like way more fast-paced than these books. And yeah, that's what's been going on in terms of reading. And in terms of other things, I think I mentioned that I was gonna have a class today. I did, and I was actually really, it was really interesting. Like I first, like before the class at 1:30, I think, yeah, from 1:30 to 2:30, we had like, there's a like scientific meeting every month, like around this date, and like we all go. And I was like falling asleep. Not that it wasn't interesting, but like I was tired and I was like falling asleep, and I was like, how am I going to stay awake in a 3-hour class? But actually, very easily, because like I was hooked. I was interested. So yeah, that was fun. And I found out that the classes are like every Wednesday for like this Wednesday and the next 5 Wednesdays. So yeah, I'm actually very excited about that. Who would have thought I'm excited about classes? Maybe because I don't have to actually do, like I don't have to be in them because they're not part of my, PhD program. So maybe that's why I'm excited, because I don't have to actually do anything for them. I don't even have to do the exam because I'm not actually like officially in that class. I'm just like there to learn things that I'm gonna like need to know, So yeah, maybe that's why I'm actually liking it. And yeah, also today, like when I was leaving work, I was texting like my friend that works near me, and she was like, I just got in the subway. I was like, oh my god, my subway's like here, like getting to the station. And like her station, the one that she enters, is the stop like right after mine. So like I knew that she was in the subway, that came before mine. So she was like, maybe we'll meet at the station where we need to change lines because we both change in the same station. I was like, yeah, sure. And then, I'm in the subway, going to that station, and her sister walks into my subway, and I was like, what is happening? So I was like, your sister is like in the subway ahead of us. And she was like, oh my god, tell her to wait for us. So that was a very random thing that happened today, and it was really funny. And yeah, honestly, that's it. That's all that's been happening, I think. Today at work was absolutely exhausting, and tomorrow is gonna be so much worse. Like, I was looking at my schedule, and like I don't have a break. So I'm wondering, when am I gonna have lunch even, Like, I don't have a single break. I don't have a second break. So that's super fun. And also, a couple hours ago, one of my colleagues texted me being like, can you come earlier so we can like have a meeting about like this one thing that we need to do? And I was like, yeah, sure, that sounds great. So yeah, I have to go even earlier because I have another thing to do. So yeah, actually I have 2 things to do at the same time. So I need to figure out how I'm gonna do that. Yeah, super fun. But then it's Friday, and on Friday I don't have as much to do, like in terms of lab work. So it's gonna be more chill. And also it's Friday, like, Friday's great because then it's the weekend, and I cannot wait to just do nothing productive. Like the only productive things I want to do is like read, and I do need to film and edit, but that's it. And yeah, other than that, I'm just ready to rot. I also do need to clean my house. That's already a lot of things. But other than all of that, I want to rot. At least one of the 2 days of the weekend, I want to like just rot and do nothing. That sounds great. But yeah, that's what's been going on. I mean, I do want to finish A Reckless Oath, but also I need to focus on Fool's Fate because it is so damn long and so like dense and slow that it's gonna take me a second to read it. So I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna balance all of this, but yeah, those are the 2 books that I want to read. And yeah, I will talk to you either Friday or at some point during the weekend. Hello. It is Saturday. I just finished filming so many clips for so many videos. Like I finished the Golden Fool video. I also I filmed the intro and outro for the first part of the Robert Hunter series video. And I also filmed my first update for the video for this book. And I am tired. So this is probably gonna be a short-ish update because I am tired of talking. But since I already have this book in my hand, I got to page 280, which is this much in, which is around a third. And I'm definitely enjoying it. I'm definitely excited because I feel like we might be finally getting close to the action, which I have been waiting for an entire book. And I feel like you might finally be getting close to it and to see a dragon, which I'm very excited for. And also, like, I think a lot of drama is gonna happen in this book, which I'm also excited for. Kind of scared, kind of nervous, but definitely excited. So yeah, I can't really say that much because this is the third book in a series, so I can't talk a lot about it without spoiling what's happening. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm excited. Is it still slow? Yes, absolutely. It's a 800-page book. It is definitely slow, especially in this series. Like, this series is extremely slow. So yes, there is that I don't absolutely love for me, but I already knew that going in, so it's not like I'm shocked, I'm surprised, but it is what it is, and overall I am still enjoying it. I am having a good time. I am excited. And I finished A Reckless Oath just before I came here to film all of this. I finished that, and I really, really, really like that book. Like, all of the plot lines they were following, which were basically 3 different plot lines in 3 different lands with 3 different species of creatures. I really enjoyed it. Like, I was very into all of them. Like, I was hooked. I was very, like, invested in all of the plot lines and honestly, like, in all of the characters. And actually, at first I thought this was a duology, but while I was reading this book, I learned that it wasn't. It's actually a trilogy, and the last book is coming out next year, which I am excited for because things definitely ended on an interesting note. It wasn't specifically said, like, in the epilogue what exactly happened or like who exactly it happened to, but I'm pretty sure I know because from everything that happened in this book, I think it's quite obvious. Or maybe I think it's obvious and I'm absolutely wrong. Who knows? But yeah, if what happened is what I think happened, that will definitely be interesting. There will be an interesting dynamic with their character in the next book. And yeah, like, I was hooked. I did not want to stop reading this book. Like, I really enjoyed it. Like, it has a pretty low rating, especially the first book. But I don't know, it really works for me. I really, really like it. I gave the first book 4 stars, and I think I might have liked this one more. I am still not sure if I'm gonna give it 4 or 4.5 stars, which is definitely, like, higher than the average rating that it has. But like I said, it really worked for me. I really, really liked it. I really like the characters. Is the writing, like, the best thing I've ever read? No. But was I extremely entertained? Yes, and that is what matters to me. Like, I do appreciate good writing when it exists, and I'm like, oh my god, such beautiful quotes. And I mean, this one had also some great quotes. But you know what I mean? Like, I can appreciate it when it's there, but when it's not there, like, if I'm entertained, that's all that matters to me. And I'm not saying, like, it was bad writing. It was just, like, I don't know, average, I guess. Not that I'm, an expert on writing, but, I really enjoyed it. I was very entertained. I'm still, like I said, undecided if it's 4 or 4.5 stars, but either way, a good rating. I really, really enjoyed it. And yeah, that is what I've read. 2 books that I can't really talk that much about because they are, like, in the middle of series. So yeah, but my plans, actually, I plan on reading around 300 pages of this book this weekend, which would bring me here, which is like another third of the book, which I would love to do, but we will see, because I am listening to the audiobook, and that would be like, I mean, of actual audiobook, that would be 12 hours. Of the speed that I listen to, that would be around 4 hours. Which doesn't sound like that much, I guess, but I don't usually, like, I'm not really usually able to, just sit down and read for 4 hours. That is not who I am. I wish that it was, but, like, if I sit down and read for, like, 1.5 hours, that is already a victory for me, because I can't just sit still doing the same thing for like a long period of time. I cannot, physically cannot. So yeah, 4 hours is still quite a lot, especially because I also want to start another book. So yeah, we'll see if it actually happens. I would love it to happen, but yeah, we'll see. Like I said, I want to start another book, and I want to start another one of my anticipated releases that I haven't read yet. And I'm undecided between 2 books. I'll either start The Weavers of Alamaxa or Alien Clay, But I'm leaning more towards Alien Clay because The Weavers of Alamaxa is fantasy, and I've been reading so much fantasy, which, like, I love. Fantasy is definitely my favorite genre, but I don't want to, get overwhelmed with all of the fantasy that I'm reading. So since I'm still reading a fantasy book, like a massive one, I might go to Alien Clay, which is sci-fi. That might be the way to go. So yeah, I mean, I'm not entirely sure if I'm even actually gonna start it, but if I do start a book, it'll probably be that one. And yeah, that is what I've been reading and what I'm planning to read. And tomorrow I'll actually probably have lunch with my parents because my mom's flight gets here at like 11-ish. So we might have lunch because I mean, my parents are going to be here anyway. And yeah. Also, I was at the biobank on Thursday, like all day, and it was absolute chaos. I mean, my day was chaos in general because I had so much to do, like other than the biobank and like things scheduled at the same time of other things. It was a lot. But the biobank itself, like they changed a centrifuge because apparently they used to use another one, but it was, I think, for over a year. So I've been there since January and I had never seen it before. And my colleague said that like for over a year it had been like sent for a repair and it finally came back. So on Wednesday afternoon it went back to the biobank and they took out the one that was at the biobank and brought it to like the extraction room in our lab. And well, before I went to the biobank on Thursday, like the morning shift, my colleague that had been there on Wednesday in the afternoon was like, that centrifuge is very sensitive. It's gonna be really hard because even though you feel like you probably put all the samples like balanced, it's gonna tell you that it's unbalanced and it's gonna start like screaming, like beeping really loud, and it's not gonna, do its thing. So I was like, cool, that's great to know. And he was like, it did it like 4 times, but I turned it off and back on, and then it worked. Like, sure, okay. So, I was there with my other colleague. We were doing our thing. We put our samples in the centrifuge, we close it, we pressed start, and what did it do? It started beeping and saying unbalanced. And I was like, cool, that's super fun. So we removed the samples, we tried to put them on again, see if everything was like balanced. And it was like to the millimeter. It was absolutely balanced. And she was like, unbalanced. I turned it off, back on, like 4 or 5 times. It said unbalanced like 10 times. I was like, I'm not having it. I'm done. We are going to go to the extraction room and we are going to use the other one because I cannot be bothered to be here for an hour trying to figure this thing out. So we went. And then while we were there, 2 of our colleagues were like, why are you here? We were like, well, the other one is not working. So they went there. They did something with like the supports. I don't know. I was doing my work. They were trying to figure it out. They said it was figured out. So in the afternoon, actually, like the first time we had to centrifuge, it didn't even complain. It went great. The second time, it complained once, but then we shifted something around, and then it worked. I was like, okay, great. So it is actually fixed. But yesterday, my colleague that was there in the morning, like I see her walking past my room, going to the extraction room, and then like she entered the room and she was like, the centrifuge is not working. I was like, God damn it. So apparently it's not working again. I don't know what the hell we're gonna do. Also, the one we had there before, it had like space for 20 samples. And the one that we have now has space for 16 samples, which is a problem because she had, like, I mean, the centrifuge was not working, but also she had more than 16 samples. So she had to go there anyway, unless you wanted to like have to centrifuge twice, which would take so goddamn long. So that is a problem. We are all upset about it because, I mean, it's not like we can always go to the extraction room because, I mean, we were lucky that it wasn't being used at that time because it will probably be used at some point. And yeah, that is not, a solution. So we are trying to see if we can like change the centrifuges again, but I don't think that we will. So that is definitely problematic. But yeah, that was my Thursday. Super fun, super great. And yeah, yesterday was definitely more chill. I only had to do like 2 experiments in the morning, and then in the afternoon I had like a seminar, but it was way more chill. And now I'm here, and like I think I said, I really need to like deep clean my house, which like shouldn't take me that long because my house is very small. But I really hate cleaning. Like I hate cleaning, I hate cooking, I hate doing all the things that you have to do when you live by yourself. So that's great for me. I do love living by myself, but I hate like doing all of the responsible things that I need to do when I live by myself. So that sucks. But yeah, I do need to do it because my house is an absolute mess. So yeah, I'm probably gonna do that. I might listen to one of my audiobooks, like either The Fool's Fate or Alien Clay. Probably Alien Clay. I feel like I need to be paying a lot of attention to Fool's Fate. And like not be cleaning while I listen to it. So I might actually start the Alien Clay while I clean, or maybe I'll just listen to some YouTube videos. I don't know. Either way, I am gonna go because I have been talking for a long time. I said this was gonna be short, but I've been talking for 30 minutes, so I'm gonna shut the hell up, and I will talk to you probably on Monday to wrap up the vlog. Okay, so it is Monday. I'm here to wrap up this vlog, and I definitely have reading updates. So I got to page 537 of Fool's Fate, which is where I wanted to get to. So I did achieve that goal, and I also got 39% into Alien Clay. So, you know, goals achieved. And this one, you know, obviously still can't talk very much about it, but like this second, third, so good. So much happened. Actually, so much action. And like, I'm hooked. I am obsessed. I am loving it. But I am stressed. I am worried. I am suffering. So, you know, I'm feeling all the feelings. Like, I've been happy. I've been sad. I've been stressed. I've been terrified. But it's so good. So good. Yeah, that's my review for now. It's so good. I am absolutely loving this so much. But yeah, like, especially after the last book, which was so slow and nothing really happened, like this one, so good. So freaking good. And then, like I said, I got to 39% of Alien Clay, and this one is a sci-fi book. It was one of my anticipated releases because I think I only read like one series from this author, but it was like a 5-star series. I think I gave the first book 4.5 and then the second and third books 5 stars. So yeah, absolutely love them. And obviously the only things that I've read from this author I've absolutely loved. And so in this one, we are following a professor called Arden. I am terribly named, so I opened the Goodreads page of this book because I don't remember his name, especially because it's his POV, like a first person POV. So his name is not mentioned, you know, that much because it's him talking. So it just like, I did something, not Arden did something, you know? But yeah, we're following him, and he is sent to Kiln, which is a planet that basically works as a prison. And he is a scientist, and he really wants to learn about like alien life. And you know, in Kiln, he definitely gets to do that. And he's basically sent there because he was part of like a rebel activist group, because there's the Mandate who leads, he's like in charge of, I don't know if like the entire planet Earth or whatever, but they're in charge and they suck, basically. And he was part of a rebel group that was found out, and the, you know, members of that group were sent to prison, to Kiln. And, you know, in Kiln, there are some structures that are built, and they have like writing on them. And so the people from the Mandate, they want to figure out like who built that and like who wrote that, because it doesn't seem to have been like the animals that inhabit Kiln. So yeah, they want to find out. And the prisoners that are there, like one of their tasks is to figure that out, because some of them are like scientists and stuff, and so they want to figure it out, but they also kind of have to figure it out. And yeah, we're following them as they are discovering and as they are living with the wildlife of the planet, which is very dangerous, very aggressive. And there is like a character that is kind of infected by something, and she has like completely lost her humanity, her sanity, her everything. So yeah, definitely very dangerous, but I'm really loving it so far. Like, really having a great time. I'm intrigued for sure, and yeah, I'm interested in everything. Like, our main character, he is not always the best person, because sometimes he wants to just screw people over to save himself. He hasn't yet, at least, but he has those thoughts, which, I mean, I guess if he doesn't do them, he's still a good person because he goes against those thoughts. But like, he's thought about it. So yeah, but I'm really liking it, and I really like the way that this author tells stories. Like, I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, you know, it's going great, and that is what I've read. And yesterday, actually, I didn't end up having lunch with my parents because my mom's flight got like really delayed, and she got here at like 5, I think. So we still got together and went out to eat something, but at like 5. And she actually got me like an advent calendar. I was supposed to have brought it before I sat down, and I didn't. So I'm gonna have to get up to go get it because I want to show it to you, because it's beautiful. Like, she had seen this advent calendar last year at an airport, but then she didn't end up buying it because she had like another trip after, and she thought that she would buy it in that other trip, but then she didn't find it. So this year she found it and she got it. And it looks like this. And I absolutely love it. It's, I guess it has like these Toblerone pieces, which, you know, I'm very excited for. I really like Toblerone, and yeah, I'm excited, and I really like it. It's really cute. Also massive, but really cute. I don't know where to put it. So like, it's been just hanging out on top of my fridge since yesterday. I don't really know where to put it. Maybe like on the table, like this table that I'm sitting at, like against the wall, might be an option. But this table is very full, very messy, so I would have to organize things. But yeah, absolutely love it. And I actually realized that I read way more than I expected when I was like adding up pages for that I read this week, because I finished The Golden Fool. I read 2/3 of The Fool's Fate. I read A Reckless Oath, and I started Alien Clay, and that was 1,469 pages, which like is insane. I don't read that much ever, like unless I'm doing like a reading challenge or something. I don't read that much. Like, I don't know what's happening, but I'm happy with it. I'm very happy with it, especially because, like I think I mentioned, I'm behind on my reading goal. So like, you know, I kind of have to pick up the pace and read. I mean, I didn't read like that many books, because one of the books I read was 600 pages and the other is like 800, and another was almost 600 as well. So, you know, the number of books wasn't that much, but it was a lot of pages. So I'm still very happy, and I'm also very happy that I'm really liking the books that I'm reading. So yeah, that is it for this weekly reading vlog. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you have enjoyed it, and if you did, give it a like and subscribe, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!